This is episode 62 of season 2 of the Launch Your Biz Now podcast, the podcast for all new and aspiring business owners. Hello and welcome to the show, everybody. Sarah Stowe here. It is exciting to have you with me, whether you're watching from YouTube World or on the podcast. I think it is going to be a good one. So let's dive in. Today, I wanted to share with you 11 mistakes I see people make when it comes to setting up a business. So let's get into it. Number 1, they don't look at ways to DIY their setup of their business to make it more affordable. So, this is just wanting to have everything at the start and wanting to, I call it doing things scrappy. Like, I love a scrappy startup. I think the cheaper that you can get startup or set up and validate your idea and see that people want it and see that people are willing to pay for it, the better. So wherever you can save money, absolutely do that. So that's mistake number 1. What we do instead is we get scrappy, guys. That's what we're doing. Let's give it a crack. Do you reckon you can learn how to do marketing? Why not? Do you reckon you can do this? Why not? Like what? Let's give it a crack. Mistake number 2, not taking action due to fear of failure. So this one sits in that mindset piece. So, you are afraid that you're going to fail. What if this doesn't work? What if the thing is, if you don't take any action, that's also a failure. So the biggest failure that you can have, I think, is not taking any action at all. So instead, think of taking action and setting up this business as opportunity, diving in and just give it a go. What's the worst that could happen? Mistake number 3, wanting to get experts in to help with every stage of the business setup process, which makes it unaffordable. Or, you're paying so much as your startup costs that you've got such a huge mountain to overcome before you can actually make money out of your business. So, I guess this is in line with the first one where we're trying to get real scrappy with our startup process is this is it as well. Like one of the things I teach in the Biz Builder course is how to DIY all your branding. And actually I teach you how to DIY everything and give you a framework and tools to DIY the whole business setup. So, if you're wanting to go out there and get a graphic designer to do this, if you're wanting to get a website developer to do this, if you're getting who else is there? A accountant or bookkeeper to set up all your accounting stuff, all these different things, which is great. And, in a perfect world, absolutely, I would love that. In a new business startup world, I think there's a lot of value in one, doing it yourself because it keeps the startup costs lower, but in 2, in learning that. Because if you understand, your bookkeeping, or if you understand what it takes or what your brand is and why your brand is the way it is and what you stand for and your brand personality, it's a lot easier to build the business. So yes, you don't have to be doing it forever. No, I don't want you to have to do all areas in your business forever. Absolutely not. In the startup, yeah, give it a crack. Let's go. So that's number 3. Number 4, it's sort of the opposite to this. It's cutting out stages in the startup process because they are unaffordable to get done, and then wondering why the business isn't getting the results you'd hoped for. So what am I talking about here? So, maybe you think, I don't really know how to do my accounting software, so I'm just not going to bother doing it. Or, I don't have the money to spend on setting up, some of the legal stuff from my business, so I'm not going to worry about doing it and just pretend that doesn't exist. Like, all this mentality of just thinking if you don't do it, it doesn't exist, it's not a problem, it's going to come back to bite you in the butt. So yes, why I want you to do things scrappy, you also have to do things properly. You need to make sure you're ticking all the boxes, dotting the I's, crossing the T's, all that sort of stuff. So you have got everything set up in your business the way that it should, because without these key elements all in place, your business machine just isn't operating very effectively. So then you're not going to get the results that you wanted from your business, and you're going to be wondering why. Why isn't this working? Like, they make it look easy. Like, I've got a logo, I've got an ABN, I should be fine. That's all I need. So, if you're not doing all these key areas that it takes to have a successful business, then you're not going to get the results. So that's that stage. Mistake number 5, they doubt their skill sets and knowledge. And this is a big one. I get it. Starting a business is hard. When you start a business, you're putting your personal reputation on the line. You're going out to the world and going, "Hey guys, this is what I'm doing. This is me." It's hard. It's hard to do that. What are people going to think? What are they going to say? All that sort of stuff. Do I know enough? There's this person down the road that got a similar business and they've been in business for 10 years. How can I compete with that? No, there's this expert that's been in the industry for 10 years. How do I compete with that? There's all these sorts of things that could be holding you back, which is around the mindset piece. But I'm here to tell you guys, there is no one that does exactly what you do. There's no one that knows what you know. There's no one that is you. And that's what makes you special. That's your superpower. So don't doubt yourself. Number 6, looking at everyone else and comparing themselves to them and why they are less than. So I guess that's that piece again. It's going, oh, they've been going for 10 years. Like, I'm never going to be good enough for that. I'm never going to be. No, the cool thing about being new is you're agile. It's this startup. We can change. We can do things. We can try out different stuff. And it doesn't need to be done the same way. You can be the innovator. You can do things differently. You don't need to compare yourself to anybody else. Nobody's running this race with you. You're running your very own race here, guys. That's what makes it really exciting. Number 7, worrying about what people will think. This is another one of those mindset ones. Like, oh, what happens if I put my messaging out there and such says, or, who are they to, want to do that? Or who are they to think they can set up a business talking about that? Who are they to think they have the experience to talk about that, or whatever that might be? And first of all, I want to say nobody really cares that much. They've got their own stuff going on. And secondly, if someone is judging you, they're not the people that you need in your court anyway. That's what I love about the Business Brains community is now we've got all these members that are business owners. So we're all there cheering each other on. We're all each other's number one cheerleaders. Like some of the feedback I got from some of the students that did the last round of the course was that one of their favorite things is the community and having people that will like your Instagram post, like your Facebook post, give you a little shout out or a comment or, anything like that, because they do have your back. They understand it. They're with you going through it all. So there's no need to worry about what people will think, because anyone that's going to think something isn't the sort of person you need in your team anyway. So that's that. Number 8 is wasting time on unimportant things and not achieving the things that really matter. So I think this is key. And you see this a lot when people are trying to piece together all of the pieces of the puzzle. They're like, might see on Instagram, oh, such and such said I've got to post, every day. Oh, such and such said I've got to, send an email every day. Such and such said I need to charge like this. Such and such said I need to have, an online course instead of doing service base or one-on-ones or, all of these things like that. Everybody has a different way that they do things. If all you're taking is a little bit from here and a little bit from there from all these different people, you're not getting the whole framework. You're not understanding how all the pieces fit together, what all the pieces are. And then without having that clear framework, you're not going to get the results that you need to have from it. So it's a very dangerous thing to do, to just piece together all of these random things and waste your time doing things that aren't important, that aren't going to get you from A to B, aren't going to get you to the outcome that you want with your business set up. So why not follow a framework like the Biz Builder course, where we walk through over 6 weeks every step that you need to take in your business startup process, so you don't need to try and work out what you need to do. It's all there in black and white for you. It will save you thousands in wasted time and dollars from having this framework. Number 9, not prioritizing their goals. And I think I see this a lot in women, especially mums. We always think that we've got to put ourselves second because, they're the priority right now, the kids are the priority right now, the husband's the priority, or whatever that might be. So, you're putting yourself behind and going, all right, well, it's not my time right now. It's someone else's time. But let's not do that, because your goals are important too. You need to look after yourself too, because by looking after yourself and filling your own cup and making sure you're fulfilled, you can actually give more back. It's very powerful. So it's not a good thing to not prioritize your goals and not put yourself first. You're not selfish by doing something for you. You're actually being very generous, not just to your family and to yourself, but to the community, because you're giving back to the community then by having your business. Number 10, making excuses of why they can't do it. Oh, huge one. So these are people that are like, oh, I want to set up a business. And I have people say this to me all the time. Oh, I want to do your course. I want to set up a business. They've been saying it to me for ages now. And they're never taking action. And they've always got a new excuse. It's, oh, life's just too busy right now. It's just, this is going on. Kids have got this, that, I've just got to work through this at work. I've got to do all these different things before I can actually do it. But all of those things are just excuses. Once you commit in your brain that you're going to take action and you're going to do something right now, that's when you'll take action. You'll see something shift inside you. And something that you kept putting off and putting off is no longer something that you're going to put off. You're going to take action. And I guess the other thing that you can think about and maybe do a bit of a meditation session or just, a real sit down and deep think with yourself is if you are finding you keep making up excuses on why you're not doing something, think about that. Like, why is it? Is it that this isn't important enough to you? Is it that it's not really a goal? Is it that you're a bit scared or, a bit unsure of what to do or anything? What's the reasons? And then once you know the reasons, then you can make a plan to overcome them. Number 11, getting advice from the wrong people. So this one's huge. We all have beautiful, well-meaning people in our lives that offer advice and support on what you should do and how you should do it. But they probably aren't the people that you should be getting advice from. Like, maybe they're not even business owners themselves. So how are they going to give you advice if they don't know what it's like to set up a business? Or maybe they're in a completely different section or part of the business journey to you. The way you would do things in a business that's been around for 10 years versus the way you do things in a business that's 1 year old or new, startup or even 1, 2, 3, any of those. Like, there's a different framework and formula you follow for each stage of business. So if they're giving you advice about what's working in their business right now, there's a good chance that's actually not going to work for you. You're on a different journey than they are. So be very careful who you're getting advice from in your business or on your journey. All right, guys. So I'm keeping it nice and short for this one. What I did want to say though is tomorrow, Friday, which is the 3rd of February, we have our last day, last chance to jump on and do a discovery call with me, which is a 15-minute free session where we can dive into whatever you need. So if you've got any of these limiting beliefs or mistakes or things that are resonating with you that you're sitting there, oh, that's me. Let's jump on a call. Let's talk about it. If you've got a business idea, but you're still not sure about how it looks or what to do, let's jump on a call. Let's talk about it. I'll brainstorm it with you. Whatever it is that can help you move past that block and get to the point where you're taking action. If that's, how would this work? How would that operate? How can I fit this in? Is this course for me? Whatever it is, let's jump on a call and let's talk about it. Let's take action. It is your time. Let's do this. So, last chance to do these 15-minute calls on Friday. If you've listened to this episode after this time, I'm sorry. It also means doors would have closed to join the Biz Builder because they are closing on Friday at midnight. And speaking of the Biz Builder, so the Biz Builder is my 6-week launch intensive online course where I walk you through setting up a business. And we do this through pre-recorded lessons that you can watch in your own time, bite-sized lessons that are going to go over all the key areas that you need to set up in your business. And we also catch up and have a small group session, Q&A session once a week where we can talk through any questions you have, any queries, your situation, and go through anything that you need to go through in the business journey so we can keep that momentum and get that business set up. We also have the community in the back end, and the community is one of my favorite bits because it's all the business brain students through whatever courses. And you also have a section in there for just your intake so you can talk to people that are going through this specific journey with you. But I think this is like, it's all of your business cheerleaders in one place. If you've got an idea for your business, if you want to know how to do something, if you need help with this, if you want recommendations for that, whatever it is, put it in the community. Find out from other business owners what they're doing and what's worked for them. You get access to this for 2 years when you sign up to the course. That's 2 years worth of support from the community. That is huge. And not to mention, you make really, really good friends out of it. And it is just a really fun place to be. And that's where I'm in, sharing information and offering support as well. So, yeah, Biz Builders 6-week launch intensive online program to get your new business set up and rolling. Last day to sign up, Friday, 3rd of February. Dive in. Let's get this happening. Cannot wait to see you guys inside the course portal. The links will be in the bio. Any questions, let me know.